Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar for the University of London's Business Domain Program with Coursera. My name is Saddam, and I'm an enrollment counselor here at Coursera. Joining me today is Prateek, a fellow enrollment associate, who will be answering your questions in the Q&A box and running the slides at the back end. In today's webinar, we have the honor to welcome Liz Wilkinson from the University of London, who is experienced career professional and a former director of careers at Royal Holloway. She will be helping us understand the career services and support our learners receive. We will deep dive into Q&A questions and session with Liz to answer a few questions, which will be more career focused and shall help the learners understand how the university helps in their career aspirations. In the meantime, please drop your questions into the Q&A box below as we go along. Prateek will be answering these questions, and as we end, I will go through the remaining questions. Graduates from UL have gone on to work for some of the biggest names in the global business, so there's no limit for how far you can go. Let's understand the business domain overview. In the next slide, did you know that the global business world generates trillions of dollars in revenue and impacts the lives of billions of people every day? That's the power of business. It's not just about companies and profits, it's about shaping our world. Business plays a vital role in our lives. It creates the products and services we use, drives innovation, and contributes to economic growth. It even plays a critical role in addressing global challenges like poverty and environmental sustainability. So let's start with the session with Liz Wilkinson from the following slides. Before that, Liz, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. I'm Liz Wilkinson. So it's an absolute pleasure for me to be here. I love working with my Coursera colleagues, and always lovely to have a picture of the beautiful founders building at Royal Holloway. So I am now Senior Careers Consultant at the University on the Career Service. So part of the team that provides career support for our programs on the distance learning, BSc Marketing and the BBA. But also, as said, I have particular affection for all the Royal Holloway-led programs, because for 15 years I was Director of Careers at Royal Holloway. So it's a real pleasure to be with you here. So can I have the next slide, please? So I'm here talking to, I can see that we've got around 62 students in the room, so or prospective students. So you're thinking about, either doing one of our undergraduate programs in business administration or with a marketing focus. It may be that you're considering both of them and you're not sure which one to choose. So I do think that it's worth thinking, what aspect of business you find particularly interesting. So if, sales and marketing, getting people to, both in business to business and business to consumer, getting people to purchase your product, getting people to promote the corporate brand, to drive business development, to drive customer revenue. If that's the aspect of business that interests you, then doing a program that is highlighted as marketing sends a very clear message that is your passion and your interest in the business space. But it may be that you are more of a generalist. So before I worked in careers, I used to work in commercial operations. And actually then you've got people coming from a business administration background. And what you often need is, for example, project managers who understand, that interplay between staff and processes, risk management, the use of technology. And so a business administration background could be a really good foundation for operations and project management. So a certain overlap with business development, particularly on the sort of developing new products and new work streams. And also for some people, it's their first step that that they do before they go and specialize further into HR and the focus on managing of the people resource. So you can see that, you know, both are good foundations for a career in business, but they've got a slightly different flavor. And I think that whenever you go into something that has a bit more specialism, so if you're going for BSc Marketing, then you are sending a message to the labour market that this is your prime interest. If you're thinking, well, actually, I'm not sure where I will specialise, but I want a good understanding of the range of business disciplines, then that's where business administration comes in. Next slide. So here we've got, and this was some research that Coursera put together based on their market, and it aligns very well for the sort of things that we look at in the University of London Career Service, is showing that, you know, the sort of skills and business disciplines that you look at in these programs are in demand in the labour market. And I think the main reason, when I was looking at this slide earlier and I was preparing for this, is that, and I've now, I'm 40 years into my career, and what I would say is that we are in a time of real business change. You know, the disruptive impact of technology, the number of new entrants to the market, the change in regulations, the change in the political and economic climate, for example, you know, some of the current controversy around tariffs. All of this makes for a very volatile operating environment for any business. And some of you will already be working in business. Some of you will have family working in businesses. You will be experiencing this in real time, real life. And in those volatile environments, a business needs to continually innovate. They need to keep their customers on side. They need to develop new products. They need to really keep a grip on where the money's going. And they need to keep sort of moving things on with projects and always keeping that message out there. And I think that, you know, that I think is why those skills are seen as so important, and why those skill sets, you know, you see the requirement for them in the job market, because businesses need very adaptable people with a good sense of the business disciplines in order to survive as a business. Next slide, please. I can see we've got some questions coming into the chat box. So I just want to say, as I move on to the overview of the career service, is that I'm going to stay a few minutes after my slides. So I'm really, really happy for you to, as you think of them, put careers questions into the Q&A. And then when we've gone through the slides, I will address those questions. And certainly I've got something to say to Wendy's got a question about entrepreneurship. Well, I can't comment on what's offered in the course, but I can, and I'm just making a note, tell you a little bit about how we at the University of London Career Service support our student entrepreneurs. But I'm going to start with an overview of our service. So if I can ask Pratik to play this video. Thank you very much. I can move on to the next slide, please. And while we do that, I wanted to, there's some great questions coming into the chat box, great questions from Tech, great questions from video. So one of the things that I wanted to address to Wendy's question about entrepreneurship. So one of the things this is your career service. If you're a student with us, we offer you support all the time you're a student and for 2 years after your end of your course. We are a digital-only career service. We were designed for the distance and flexible learning students of the University of London. We have 40,000 students across 190 countries. So they're very diverse, and we have a very strong series of resources relevant to those of you thinking about studying business administration or marketing with us. So you can see that Ray here has put, my colleague who works a lot with the program, she's put a great circle around some of the resources she's put together on marketing and business administration. But if you just look top left of that, Wendy, you can see that we also, as a career service, have quite a lot of resources on entrepreneurship and self-employment, because that's a real interest of our students. And so we have self-study resources in the career service to help people who are managing or launching their businesses. And we know that we have many students in that category. I said I can't comment on the content of the course, but certainly that's something we actively support as a career service. We have many alumni who are entrepreneurs, and sometimes we get them back to speak to our student entrepreneurs. It's an interesting question from Vocek, and I would just say that what we find on our programs is that we have people at all career stages. So we have people right at the beginning of their career. We have people who are developing their career. And that suggests to me as if that might be where you are as a professional marketeer with a few years of experience already. And we also have career changers, people who are changing into the area. When I talk to our career developers on our programs, often they feel that actually understanding some of the strategic approaches in a discipline such as marketing, getting a sort of frame of reference beyond the practical, and also sort of building up their professional network, that often doing further study with us helps them make the next move into their next job. Often because, I say, it gives them new frameworks, new strategic approaches. It means that they can look at what they do and use those sort of concepts to evaluate what they're doing, how their organization is approaching sales and marketing, and do it differently. Often people locate things like projects in their employing organization. So people feel that they grow and they bring that growth and they progress. So, only you can evaluate what is the right program to you. But certainly, it's very common in the University of London distance learning program to have people who are currently working and who have been working in an area, but feel that there is more to their professional business discipline than the day-to-day get it done allows them. And they find that their understanding is deepened, but also I think particularly made more strategic by doing formal academic study. So I hope that's helpful. Can I have the next slide, please? So just to pick up about, we're here to support you no matter where you are in the world. So I mentioned that we serve 190 countries, and I'm sure in this room we have people from all around the world. So we were designed from the start to provide support to our students. And one of the things we offer as a career service is often I'm in a classroom with students dialing in from all around the world. It's one of the reasons we're digital only. It's one of the reasons we offer both on-demand resources that you can access 24/7, and also events that are deliberately timed to be time zone friendly across the world. But we also particularly, analyze where our students come from and produce regional labour market information. And here's a couple of examples. So we created some regional pathways. We have a resource called Going Global. Next slide, please. Something else, because at the career service is, what we are always trying to help you get the best professional benefit you can from the time and energy that you put into your education. But we also give you an absolute pleasure, Vice Chair, and say, do keep those questions coming into the chat box. I'll answer as many careers questions as I can. These are something quite special. So one of the things we offer, and all that we offer in the career service is completely free of charge to you. There's no extra charges. It is part of being a University of London distance student. And we offer some additional micro modules, which if you complete the activities, they're added to your degree transcript. And we're actually writing our fourth one at the moment, and they help you sort of develop your strategy. And I say part of our job is to support you into converting academic study into better lives for you and your families. So they're very practical. They help you understand, what employers are looking for, how you can develop those skills, how you can demonstrate those skills. And, we use digital tools and AI to help you do that. We're a very modern service. Next slide, please. So, and this is something that you can access as a prospective student. So this is not limited to just our students. So we have a LinkedIn group at the University of London Career Service. You can easily find us on LinkedIn and get a flavour of what we do. But we also have a podcast series. And you can find us, Global Careers Calls. It's all on all the major platforms. And again, you can listen to, particularly from our alumni, their experience of being a distance student and how their career has developed. Next slide, please. So yes, and that's just the LinkedIn page that I mentioned. Next slide, please. So that's the end of my sort of overview of the career support that is available to you from the first day that you join us as a University of London Career Service, as a University of London student, all the way until 2 years after your close of course. And to thank the people who've put the questions into the Q&A. I just wanted to give Sadim an opportunity if he had any further questions, and also to give those of you in the room if there are any final questions you want to put into the QA on a sort of careers angle.
Great. Thank you, Liz. Thank you for sharing such insightful career resources with us. I'm sure all our learners will certainly benefit from it. And it was great that you were able to, address some of the Q&A questions live as well. While we wait for some of the questions to come in, anything related to career services, you may, feel free to stay until we have some questions. If not, then please feel free to, utilize your time in the best way. Yeah.
I'll give it, thank you, Salim. I'll give it a couple of minutes. So just, and if I may, since we've got sort of 80 odd students in the room, if I can just take this opportunity as somebody who has worked in this education space now for 35 years. First of all, I would really wish you all, the very best of luck in developing your education and your career, wherever you study. Of course, I hope you come and study with us. And I hope that if you do come and study with us, that you'll make the full use of the career service resources to help you get best benefit from your study with us. And also to encourage you to have a look at our LinkedIn page and listen to the podcast, because the questions that we explore there may help you make the best choice. It's an interesting for me. I often do these sessions for other programs, and it's normally a single program, whereas we've got in the room, some of you are making choices between business administration and marketing. And it is worth taking that time to think about what do you want, where do you want to be in 5 years' time? How will this program help you get there? Have you talked about to your family about what fitting study into your schedule will mean? Wherever you study, how can you make full benefit of all the resources that the university offers you? And I think there saw a question earlier about, what's distinctive about the University of London, and I'm sure Pratik's been giving you some comment on that. But what I would say from my own experience, and I am also a University of London distance learning graduate. I did one of our own programs, and my experience at the University of London is that they are absolute world experts in distance learning, that in the direction from Royal Holloway, this program, which, I worked with students who were studying the on-campus version of this, that this is located in a very established school of management. So you've got the academic caliber, you've got the experience in teaching at a distance, and also, you've got a university that is innovating in ways it can support its students, that, and not only in the career service, but also in things like well-being and student life in a global digital environment. And certainly in the University of London Global Classroom that I often work in, it's a pretty unique experience. So I hope that's helpful. I'm just check. I don't think we've got any careers questions. So I know you have lots of questions about things like applications and fees. So I'm going to wish you every success with your education and with your careers. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity of joining you today. Enjoy the rest of the webinar. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot again, Liz. It was a pleasure to have you with us, and all the resources that you've shared across are really useful. I often come across various learners talking about, career services and what are the supports that they would be able to get. So I'm glad that they were able to get some, a surface level understanding about what kind of services are there. And obviously, once they enroll into the program, they would be able to interact with various professionals within University of London and explore a lot more, which is there for them post they enroll, and they are able to, explore more about the program. So now let's explore about university degree recognition and program information in next slides. So the University of London was founded in 1836, and it is one of the oldest and most prestigious universities in UK. There are over 50,000 students in 180 plus countries studying 100 plus degrees, diplomas, and certificates. The program is led by academics at Royal Holloway School of Business and Management, one of the 17 independent federation members of University of London. Royal Holloway is ranked in the top 30 of universities in the UK and top 350 universities in the world for world-class research. This program has been designed to encourage intellectual curiosity, whether you are currently working within the sector or seeking opportunities in a new field. This program provides a foundation for understanding the diverse, interdisciplinary nature of marketing and business administration. If you are looking to work for an international company or crave the opportunity to be mobile during your career, this will be an invaluable learning experience. You will walk away with an internationally recognized qualification and a global mindset as a result of studying across borders with with colleagues from around the world. There are two cohorts every year, April and October. Current cohort starts in April 2025. In the next slide, we will cover degree recognition. BSc in Business Administration and BSc in Marketing are standard bachelor's degree in the UK. The University of London holds the standards of programs to the same expectation of a UK Business Administration and Marketing degrees. The academic levels and objectives are aligned with UK benchmarks. Your degree certificate will not mention Coursera or the fact that it was completed online. The University of London's understanding is that a UK degree is typically accepted for entering a master's program worldwide. But since some countries' education system are structured differently, I'd recommend contacting the admission department of the specific university you are interested in to see what requirements they have and if there's a grade you need to achieve. If you require any documents for your application, you can contact the university for assistance. Now let's get overview of BSc Business Administration in the next slides. You can unlock your business potential with the University of London's Bachelor's in Business Administration program. In this world-class degree, learners will gain a globally recognized qualification from the prestigious University of London, a testament to your commitment to excellence. You have an option of flexible learning, studying online at your own pace, fitting your studies around your busy life, whether you are a working professional, a parent, or simply looking for flexibility. Comprehensive foundation, Learn the core principles of business administration from finance and marketing to strategy and human resource management. You can tailor your path, choose from a variety of optional modules to specialize in areas that align with your career goals, such as sustainability, marketing, or international business. Real world impact would include gaining practical skills and knowledge directly applicable to real world business challenges, making you as an asset to any organization. And you can unlock career opportunities. The University of London Bachelor's in Business Administration opens doors to exciting career paths in diverse industries with potential for leadership roles and higher earning potential. In the next slide, we are going to watch a quick video about the Business Administration program from University of London. Just a quick disclaimer, I have added a few questions in between the slides, which I generally come across when I'm on call with learners. I hope this benefits you all. Now, in the next slide, we'll get the understanding of the curriculum of this program. So the bachelor's is comprised of 3 stages and 2 pathways. The general pathway consists of 4 compulsory modules in stage 1, followed by a blend of compulsory and optional modules in stage 2, and in stage 3, which covers a range of key business administration and global business topics. Pratik will now share link for the degree description page in the chat box. In the next slide, let's explore about BSc Marketing. So by enrolling into BSc Marketing, you can master the art of marketing with the University of London's degree, leading edge curriculum, stay ahead of the curve with the curriculum that focuses on cutting edge marketing strategies, digital marketing trends, and the changes that the consumer landscape is going through. You can unlock your creative potential by developing your strategic thinking, analytical skills, and creative talent to create compiling marketing campaigns that connect with audiences. Global marketing insights. You can gain global perspective on marketing, understanding how to effectively communicate with diverse audiences across cultures and geographies. Build your portfolio by gaining hands on experience through projects and case studies, building a portfolio of work that showcases your skills and abilities. You can open the doors to exciting careers. Marketing is a dynamic field with diverse career paths from brand management and digital marketing to market research and advertising. Join the University of London's community, become a part of a global network of marketing professionals by gaining access to resources, mentorship, and networking opportunities. So in the next slide, we are going to watch a quick video about BSc Marketing program from University of London. This video explains if your ambition is career in marketing, international business, or management. The University of London's BSc Marketing degree will help you achieve your goals, gain valuable insights into key marketing disciplines, learn how businesses work and flourish, and gain the skills to become an effective future business leader. In the next slide, let's understand about how online study works on Coursera. Awesome. So now that we've received a high level overview of the program, let's look more into what studying online through Coursera looks like. I have often come across this question wherein learners ask, I haven't taken online courses with Coursera before. Can you help me understand how it works? So in the next slide, let's explore how it works. Now let's look at the program is going to be how the program is going to be delivered to learners on Coursera's platform. I'm sure most of you already have some experience with Coursera, but for those who don't worry. It's very easy to figure out. I'll walk you through the main points and feel free to ask more questions about this during our live Q&A. The Bachelor's in Business Administration and Marketing program delivered on entirely online through Coursera. It is 100% online. You will be able to access all the materials needed for you for your studies at any times, as long as you have internet connection. This means the most of the time you can study at your own pace. Each module is studied over 22 weeks and one module is required an average of 10 to 12 hours of directed learning per week. Modules run once a year and resit opportunities will be available. You can choose how many modules to study in each session, up to maximum of 2 new modules, or 3 including resit or repeats. The time commitment will vary from students to student, but as a guide, you should allow 300 hours for each module to be studied throughout a 22-week study session. With 2 modules per session, you will be able to complete the degree in 3 years. This means you will be studying for 60 credits in each session, which means each module is worth 30 credits. That equates to approximately 600 hours in order to complete 360 credits for 12 modules. You will also need to regularly check your university student portal. The student portal is a gateway to all the additional learning resources. There you'll find the most up-to-date information, including registration dates, exam dates, as well as wonderful resources to support your development, such as well-being material, career development exercises, and student support services. Now, in the next slide, I would like to help you better understand how the learning process works on Coursera platform. Let me walk you through a sample course from University of London. Pratik, can you please play the video? The program is designed to fit learners' personal schedules, allowing them to study online at their own pace and vary their course load every term. Learners can access their courses from anywhere by downloading them to their mobile devices and study offline whenever and wherever they choose. There is no live attendance required. Once you log in into Coursera platform, you'll see the course you've registered for on your dashboard, and you'll notice that the coursework is broken down into weeks. Each week will have pre-recorded video lectures, quizzes, and interactive activities. Learners watch pre-recorded video lectures and complete quizzes and assignments. There is a final exam in the end of every module. All coursework is self-paced except for midterms and final exams. Learners can find deadlines in the course syllabus. Learners can find their exam timetable in the student portal. And the university provides learners with all the resources and study materials needed to complete the program successfully, including the essential reading for each module. Learners will access these resources through the virtual learning environment and Coursera. Students collaborate on group projects using Zoom and Slack. Slack is a cloud-based instant messaging system, and Zoom is a video conferencing software. Online tutors hold live tutorial webinars and provide support and guidance throughout each study session. Online student relationship managers will guide through their learning journey. Student guide provides information which is common to all students and gives information about matter of importance from the start of a student's relationship with the University of London to their graduation. Learners will have access to the online library. This provides a range of full-text multidisciplinary databases where journal articles, ebooks, and reports can be found. In the next slide, let's explore about assessment and support. Now let's look into how assessments for this program work and the kind of support you will receive. The minimum duration of this program is 3 years, which is a standard length of bachelor's degree in UK. But since this degree is flexible, you can vary your workload. The university gives you up to 6 years to complete all the required modules at your own pace. You will have hard deadlines for some assessments and final exams, which will be highlighted in a syllabus you receive. Here, I would also like to mention that all assessments are now taking place online. Each module of the program is assessed by 2 elements of assessments. The first one comprises 4 multiple choice question tests taken in a 5 weekly intervals throughout each 22-week study session. They will contribute 30% towards your final grade. The remaining 70% of your grade will come from assessment element 2, which is a 3000 word final online examination held at end of the each session. That's around September and March. Also, some modules have group work where you need to work asynchronously with your peers, so please plan for that as well. You will receive plenty of support within this program. The virtual learning environment on the Coursera platform is where you'll find lessons, activities, assignments, and additional study resources. You will also have an opportunity to join online tutorials with the University of London professors who will provide you with support and guidance throughout each study session. These tutorials are not mandatory to attend, but I'd highly encourage you to do so. Each tutor has their own group of students to make sure you feel fully supported in this program. And for any non-academic inquiries such as course advising, you can reach out to your online student support team who will be able to provide support throughout your learning journey. In the next slide, let's explore about support. Student support and the study materials. So once registered, you can access a range of resources and study materials on computers, tablets, and other mobile devices through the virtual learning environment. This learning platform is provided by Coursera, one of the world's leading MOOC providers. Online support, you will receive access to your student portal when you register. You can then access University of London's email account and two other key resources. The Coursera platform, here you can access electronic copies of all study materials, resources, including audio-visual and forums to discuss course material and work collaboratively with others. Learners can also access to academic support and feedback from London-based support team. Tutors introduce modules, respond to queries, monitor, discuss, and provide guidance on assessments, utilize interactive and engaging student material, include videos and quizzes. Great. So in the next slide, hopefully now you have a clear understanding on how studying online is like. Now let's look into general admission requirement and the documents you need to submit with your application. Next slide, please. In order to qualify for application, you must be age 17 or older on the registration deadline, which is 24th of March 2025. The University of London accepts qualifications from all over the world. I encourage you to use the link that Pratik is now going to share in the chat to review your country's qualifications. Please note that the University of London does accept many awards that are not listed on the website, such as non-listed school qualifications, diplomas, and professional awards. Applications are now open, and the deadline for the application is March 10th. So make sure you apply as soon as possible before March 10th. It can take the University of London up to 15 days to process your application. The application fees is £60 only, which is a non-refundable amount. To complete your application, you will need a scanned copy of your personal identification, scanned copy of your official academic transcripts, translated copies if needed. It can be signed and stamped by an official translator. Evidence of English proficiency if English is not your first language. Pratik will share a link for the same in chat. A supporting statement describing why you want to take this program. This will be your opportunity to showcase the University of London why you wish to study for this program. Please give your reasons, and you should include details about your education, work experience, and current responsibilities which are relevant to this application. It is recommended that you write between 100 to 250 words. If you would like your employment to be considered as a part of your application, you may upload a CV or resume, but that's completely optional. Now, let's understand the application process in next slide. To start your application, please go to the Coursera website and click on blue Apply Now button, respectively for Business Administration program and Marketing program, whichever you are interested into. This will take you to the University of London's application portal. The first question you will be asked when you start your application is whether you want to apply for standard or performance-based entry. To understand which route is the best for you, make sure to check your country's entry requirements by following the link we shared in the chat box earlier. If you satisfy those requirements, choose standard entry. Otherwise, choose performance-based entry. In my honest opinion, I would rather recommend everyone to choose standard entry, since if your application is not eligible for standard entry, it is automatically checked through performance-based entry. The difference between them is that if you get accepted into performance-based admission, you will need to complete one module with a weighted average of 40% or above before progressing on to the rest of the program. The application itself is pretty straightforward. Please prepare all the documents we spoke about in advance, and then it should not take you more than 30 minutes to complete your application. If you have any questions or concerns regarding the application, feel free to reach out to the enrollment services team at any stage of your application process. We will be sharing a link to book a meeting with the enrollment counselor towards the end of this meeting. Make sure to submit your application before 10th March 2025. After submission, please check your email inbox regularly, as the University of London might ask for some additional information. You will also receive an email with their decision and further instructions. Now, let's understand the costing in the next slide. The indicative total for this bachelor's is £14,076 to £18,732, depending on your geographical location, rather it's band A or band B. Please note, tuition is based on where you are living currently and not based on your nationality. To understand which band you fall under, Prateek will share a link into the chat box for band specification. For this program, if you wish to pay as you go, band A countries would cost £1,168 per module. And for band B countries, the costing would be £1,556 per module. Please remember, there are 12 modules in the entire degree, and the total cost of the program equates to £14,076 to £18,732, depending upon band A or band B categorization. Let me repeat it. You do not need to pay the entire amount upfront. You can pay per module per semester. Learners can pay their fees via online, in-person, and offline. When you're choosing pay online option by credit card, debit card, bank transfer, or flywire, you can log in into your student portal, select your username at the top of the page to access my account, and then select my finance and payment. Select the fees you wish to pay online and the payment method. Once payment is approved, you will be able to print a receipt. If you wish to pay by bank transfer, an amount will be displayed along with instructions on how to proceed with the transfer of funds. This can be done at your bank in person through online banking. If you wish to pay offline, you can consider to go ahead with Western Union's Quick Pay or Sterling Bankers Draft or Check. University of London offers a number of scholarship and bursaries for students. The best way to go about this is for you to check the university's website to see if there is anything that you may be eligible for. Prateek will now share a link for financial aid options in the chat box. Please note that generally you can apply for scholarship or bursaries after you've been accepted into the program. All right. So the final question that I generally come across at this stage is, in the next slide, please. What are the next steps after my application is accepted? So in the next slide, let us understand about the registration for modules. For those who have already been accepted, the next step is registration. When you are ready to register for your modules, for which deadline is 24th March 2025, log into your student portal using the login details the university might have emailed to you in the offer letter. Once you've logged in into your student portal, click on Register Now button and you'll be able to see which modules are offered in the session and register. You can study up to 2 new modules per semester. So in stage 1, you can choose up to 2 modules as per your own interest. In addition to this, you can resit assessments or repeat modules if necessary. To complete your registration, you need to pay for your modules, which is as mentioned in your registration portal. Also, I would like to know that you don't have to pay these fees straight away. You don't have to pay the entire amount upfront, as I mentioned earlier. You can pay as you go for each module that you take. So the fees will be divided between the years of your studies. So basically, you'd be paying on a semester basis. After you've registered and paid for your modules, you'll receive to your university email address an invite to link your Coursera account to the degree program. There you'll see an orientation course that you'll need to complete before classes begin. The course covers everything you need to know to start the program and to make the best use of your studies. It will go over program policies, how to navigate Coursera, communication channels to seek help, and how to connect with other students. You should allow up to 6 hours to complete this course. Once you've completed that, you'll receive access to your modules when the teaching session begins in April 2025. You'll have access to all of the study materials at the start of the session, except for some assessments and final exams, which may be logged for a certain date and time. All right. So now it's time for our question and answer. If you have some additional questions about the program or application process, please put them in Q&A box. We'll give you a few seconds to submit your questions. Great. I see a lot of questions here. So I can see if I choose business administration and want to switch to marketing or include modules from marketing, is it possible? Wendy, answer to your first question is you can either enroll for business administration or marketing program. And if you might have seen, stage 1 is common for both the programs. However, if you enroll into one program, switching to another program is not possible. Uh, Technically, you are, just choosing some of the additional modules in the marketing program. That is how you are, differing from business administration to marketing. I hope that answers. Will the exams be accessible according to everyone's time, or will there be a fixed date when we will take the examination? That's a very interesting question. So, Alexandro, I would like to, address to this question of yours. Exam date would be specific. There's a specific date which would be communicated to all of you well in advance. However, as we understand, learners are residing across the globe with the difference in the time zone. Learners can choose time slot as per their own convenience. However, the date would remain same and it would be informed to the learners well in advance. Meryl, I have come across your question. If I am already a performance-based admission student at UOL, do I also have to submit my documents again? I'm sorry, Meryl, I don't see much of context to your question. Can you please, maybe, give more reference to the question? So basically for the performance-based admission, so once learner receives an offer letter, you do not have to submit any additional documents unless and until university has requested for the same. Priskan, that's a interesting question. As I mentioned earlier, so the question states, how does the application process go for homeschoolers? So University of London is quite generous in terms of accepting learners across the globe and the learning system from various methodologies. So please feel free to submit your application, and the admission team would review the application. Basis the application, university would be able to provide admission or their decision to your application. Okay. I see there are a lot of questions. I would also, request you all to please book a meeting with the enrollment counselor. You have two separate QR codes which are available here. I believe you can, check them on your screen right now. One is for Bachelor's in Business Administration program, and the other one is for BSc Marketing program. Okay. We have one learner who's asking, can you please repeat how many units can be transferred from US colleges? So, Ophir, this question is related to recognition of prior learning. And within recognition of prior learning, I would like to inform there are overall 12 modules in the entire degree, and each module is worth 30 credits. So, learners can apply for recognition of prior learning if it is within last 5 years, and up to 240 credits is what you can apply for with respect to recognition of prior learning, which is up to 8 modules, in order to directly get admission into stage 3. However, let me inform you, each module is going to charge £130 for applying for recognition of prior learning. Ophir, I would request you to kindly book a meeting with a counselor in order to have a detailed discussion, so that we can understand your situation and guide you in the best possible way. Great. So I often come across one of the question, which is how long does the program takes to complete? The program will take you between 3 and 6 years to complete. If you are working and intending to study the degree alongside, you can pay for modules as you go and study at your own pace. On an average, a student studying part-time will finish the degree in 4 to 5 years. What is the required time commitment? Can I complete this program if I am working full time? Of course, many of our students are working full time or taking care of family while completing this program. You can choose how many modules to study in each session, up to a maximum of 2 new modules or 3, including the resets. And the time commitment will vary from student to student. However, you should allow 300 hours for each module to be studied throughout a 22-week study session, which is 10 to 12 hours per module per week. Will there be a graduation ceremony? Yes. Students who successfully complete the program will be invited to our annual graduation ceremony in London, subject to restrictions in place for events of this kind. Now, this is an interesting question. Can I switch from online to the in-person program? No, there is no direct transfer between the programs. You would need to reapply to the in-person program, since your application is going to be for online studies. It cannot be switched to offline unless you apply for the offline program explicitly. Do I need a business background? No, you do not need a business background or relevant work experience to be admitted to the program. Please see the entrance requirement for further information about the entry routes that are available. Another interesting question is, will I need to submit official transcripts to apply. We do not normally require official transcripts for admission purposes. Just uploaded scanned copies of your relevant supporting documents would suffice the requirement. Okay. So the last question which I would like to take, are there any additional requirements for international students? No, we accept qualification from around the world. We advise all applicants to read our qualification for entrance and English language requirements before applying. So you can, simply go ahead and go through it and submit the application. Okay, Alexandro, I have, although it was supposed to be a last question, however, let me, just go through it. Uh, can I participate at live courses if at some time I will be in London? Live sessions are going to be conducted through Zoom. So if you intend to ask if you can sit in the live lectures or the classroom lectures, unfortunately, since you would be online learner, you would not be allowed to sit in the class. However, you can access the library. You can sit in the library with a prior information to University of London. Katrina asks, is there any thesis requirement for the final examination? No, there aren't any theses as such. However, as I mentioned earlier, there's weightage of 30%, which is given to multiple choice questions, and 70% of descriptive answers are there. All right. Thank you. So I do understand there are a couple of more questions which are coming in, and in the best interest of time, uh, here you can just find some key dates for the upcoming cohort, April 2025 cohort. Pratik, next slide, please. Applications open on 4th of December 2025, and applications would close on 10th March 2025. Just a couple of days remaining. Registration deadline is 24th March 2025, and program starts in April 2025. So we will send out the recording of this webinar to you in a follow-up email, and you can schedule an appointment there. Also, if you have any further questions, please feel free to schedule a call with an enrollment counselor. The link for this will be shared by Pratik in the chat box. Thank you everyone for attending the webinar. And once again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I hope you've had a chance to book a meeting with the enrollment counselor. If not, I'm just sharing a link quickly. All right, see you soon. Thank you.